What's happening, family? Adrian back. I wanted to drop this video real quick because I feel like it's going to help somebody in their healing journey. But first, I want to say happy Mother's Day to you guys. I didn't get a chance to drop a video the other day, but I wanted to officially come and say happy Mother's Day to you guys and hope you enjoyed some family time and just enjoyed time doing whatever it is that you guys love to do. And if you are new here to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you can get notified of all of the upcoming videos. And I'm going to go ahead and get right into the content on this video because basically I feel like this video is going to help you guys with that first step in breaking the soul tie. And with us knowing that this is spiritual warfare, the first thing that we have to do is get into the word. And one of the words that helped me immediately to start to at least begin to break that soul tie was James chapter 4, verse 7. It says, submit yourselves unto the Lord, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. And that was extremely, extremely important because at this time, basically, okay, I'm going to go back to where I was in the narcissistic situation. So if you guys are new here, I was discarded literally a day or so after I found out that she was pregnant with my child. So a lot of you guys know that the narcissist loves to play a lot of manipulative games. And once they feel like they have you locked into some type of place, into a marriage, into, a baby trap, or into some type of financial hold, then they, the devaluation and the discard and all that kind of stuff starts. And I mean, some of you guys probably may have seen it in different stages, but that's pretty much what happened to me in my situation. I felt like I was targeted for the baby trap. And then once she got pregnant, literally a day or so after, she was discarding and telling me she didn't want to, she didn't want to pursue a relationship anymore. She didn't need me. She didn't need anybody. And I'm like, well, why would you get pregnant? Why would you, you know what I'm saying? All of that kind of stuff. So the first step to breaking that soul tie is admitting the fact that the narcissist did have some form of control over you. And it's not purposely, like we didn't purposely give these people control, but we didn't understand that they were playing a game that we didn't even know that they had the rule book. They made the rules to the game and all of that kind of stuff. We didn't even know that we were playing the game. So that automatically gives them an upper hand in the situation. It's almost like they got a cheat code. It's like they have a cheat sheet to the game and we didn't even know that we were playing this game. So in that sense, they did have control because if you're lying and you're manipulating your way through a situation and the other person doesn't know where you're coming from or what you actually have going on, then you have no, of course, it's like you're the only one that has knowledge of the full truth. You're the only person that knows what's really going on. The other person is basically left in the dark. So, of course, that puts you into a position of control because you know what's happening. You know what you're doing. You're manipulating the situation. So once we realize that that's what the narcissist is doing, and basically they are using all of these different tactics to have control over us, then we can realize that that's no good for us and we can start trying to break that soul tie. And the very first thing that once I started realizing, because at first I didn't realize that I was dealing with the narcissist. So I like to give you guys example because I feel like experience is the best teacher. And I want to give you guys examples from my personal situation because I feel like it gives you real life scenario, real life experience of what was going on. So at this time, the discard had came. And once the discard came, I wasn't really pursuing or chasing her because I just knew better than to chase somebody that didn't want to be there. So if you're showing me that you don't want to be involved and you don't want to be there, regardless of whether she was pregnant or not, and regardless of how much it hurt me to not be, a part of everything, it's like I couldn't force her to do anything. So I just had to bite and eat the fact that, that's how she was treating me at that time. So the discard came, and when anybody that has been through narcissistic abuse and you guys have any type of ties with the narcissist, you will know that that's when the games really start. That's when the triangulation started turning up. She started like really trying to triangulate me with the new supply. She started playing all types of, just all types of passive aggressive manipulative games. And it was like nonstop. And it was just a barrage. It was like nonstop, just boom, 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 one thing after another, one thing after another. And I could tell she really was trying to break me mentally. She was trying, like I was extremely strong in the relationship, and I think she was really trying to break me down mentally so that she could still maintain that position of control. Because if you guys know, the narcissist doesn't actually want to let you go. They discard you, but they have fear of abandonment. So that's what the soul tie is. They want to keep you on the hook, and they are using all types of manipulative tactics to break down your sense of self so that they can basically be the puppet master. They want to pull your strings. And we allowed them to pull our strings at the beginning because we didn't know that that's what was going on. We thought that we were in a healthy relationship. We thought that we were, with a partner that actually cared about us and wanted the best for us, just like we wanted the best for them. But then as we get to know that the narcissist doesn't care about anybody and everything that they do serves themselves, then we start to realize and understand where we are in the relationship. And we can, now that we realize where we are, I feel like that's the very first step is admitting the fact that this person was controlling us. And as much as we might not like the fact that that was going on, I mean, like I said, these people had a cheat code. They were cheating the whole time. They had rules to the game that we didn't even realize that we were playing. So it's not a slight to anybody that's an empath or anybody that has gone through narcissistic abuse. It's literally like you fell for trying to love someone. You fell for trying to be there for someone. Or sometimes it's a family member. Narcissism isn't just in, intimate relationships. Sometimes it's a family member and you just want to do the best for your family. You want to do everything that you can just to make sure that your family stays intact, that kind of thing. And a lot of us that have been through abusive situations with the narcissist or just, abusive situations growing up, that's one of the things that we want to do. We want to keep our family intact. We go along to get along sometimes, and that's how we become people pleasers, and that's how we become codependents and things like that. So we try to do everything in our power to just get along with everybody and keep the peace. And the narcissist understands that. They know that about us. And because they know that about us, they use our empathy against us. So the very first thing that I noticed in my situation was when the discard happened and everything was over and she started really turning up the heat on the games that she was playing, as far as like all of the triangulating with the new supply and pulling up in the new supply's car and all of that kind of stuff. She was like just doing the most, and I couldn't figure out what to do. Like I first of all, I didn't understand narcissism at that time, but once I actually started realizing what was going on, I actually said a prayer to her. And that's where I want to get into that James verse, because James 4:7 says, resist the devil and he will flee from you. So I noticed in that moment that like she was giving it to me, y'all. She was like literally, she was talking to me crazy, texting me crazy stuff. She was triangulating me with the new supply. Like I have a child with her, so I had to talk to her. I had to be in contact with her because I share a child with her, so I couldn't get out of the situation. I couldn't just completely go no contact. But there were times where I would try to talk to her, and I would notice that she had me on speakerphone in the background and things like that. And she was literally trying to make it seem like I was chasing her to the new supply, when in reality, all I was trying to do was figure out what was going on with my son. Because so the games that they played, like one of the games that she played was she played the parental alienation game. She wouldn't let me see my son. And then when I called her to basically question her about, like, look, so when are you gonna let me see my son? Like, it's been almost a month now. Like, what's going on? So when I did that, she would be in the car with the new supply a lot of the times or something like that, and she would try to put me on speakerphone and try to make it seem like, oh, he's the crazy ex, or he just won't get enough of me, he won't get over me, that kind of thing. And I was calling, and that kind of thing, because she wasn't allowing me to see my son at the time, and I didn't care nothing about what she was doing with the new supply, any of that kind of stuff. So while all of this is going on, first I started just getting back into the word. And like I said, one of the first passages that I came across was resist the devil and he will flee. And once I actually noticed what was going on as far as narcissistic abuse, and once I realized, okay, this is a Jezebel, and this is she's basically here and assigned to my life to steal, kill, and destroy. She wanted to take from me, and she wasn't ever any good to me at all. So once I started realizing what I was dealing with, I said a prayer to her. And I said a prayer to her in text message, and the whole text was like, basically saying, I know who you are, and no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And I basically told, so yeah, I had told her basically who I knew she was. I knew that she was the Jezebel. I knew that she didn't have any good intentions for me. I knew that she basically was an agent of the devil and that kind of thing. And as soon as I did that, and as soon as I basically said that prayer to her, that's when she finally let up. That's when I finally got some peace in my life. That's when I finally got a chance to heal in peace on my own without all of the constant badgering. And don't get me wrong, she still tried her hand with a few other things, but when it came down to it, she let up a lot once I said that prayer to her, and once she realized that I knew exactly who she was. And basically, I told her, I said, I know who you are and I know whose you are. And as soon as I said that, it's like literally when they say resist the devil and he will flee, it's like the devil is a punk for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you, don't get me wrong, the devil has certain powers and certain tricks. The devil got tricks up his sleeve. You know what I'm saying? So basically, once we get into the word and we realize what is going on, I think that's the very first step to us breaking that soul tie, is us getting into the word of God and understanding, that he's been there for us the entire time, and he's given us all the tools, and the tools that have been inside of us has been those tools that are able to break codependency, that don't have to rely and depend on a narcissist and feel like you are stuck in a soul tie. So the very first thing is getting into the word and making sure that you understand that once you resist the devil and once you resist that narcissist, they don't have no choice but to run. So that's exactly what happened in my situation. Once I started calling her out on her lies, and I started getting to the point where I wasn't going to be manipulated into believing, or gaslit into believing, that, my reality of everything that actually happened wasn't true. And once I started realizing that, okay, this person is a pathological lie. This person is, and like I said, at that time, I was just coming into the awareness of narcissism, but I just saw all of the continued lies and the betrayal and the manipulation that she continued to display. And while I'm, trying to keep our relationship together for the sake of our newborn child, and I saw that she had no intentions on ever, pursuing that, being with me, any of that kind of stuff. And that's when I started realizing like something is wrong, because why would she go out of her way to get pregnant by somebody that she just don't want to be with? And then I thought it was just completely selfish. And I thought it was just a selfish woman doing selfish things, but I didn't understand narcissistic personality disorder at that time. So get into the word, resist the devil, and he will flee. I just wanted to drop this video real quick because I feel like it's going to help somebody. And I want you guys to understand that as soon, the moment that you let that narcissist know exactly who they are, in the moment that you don't believe into their manipulative tactics anymore, is the moment that they are going to leave you alone. They are definitely going to run away. They may not leave you alone forever, but they will leave you alone at least for that moment, and you will get a chance to heal on your own. And that's the main thing. That's the main focus, is taking time to get back to you, because if you allow the narcissist, they will keep prodding and poking and just poking the bear to keep you on the hook. And they're trying to keep you in an unstable mode so that you can't think your way out of the situation. They want to have their cake and eat it too. So while they're playing on with the new supply, they are going to try to keep you on the hook. And one of the ways that they can keep you on the hook is just keeping you emotionally invested. So I hope this helps somebody. Shout out to the entire family. Much love to all of you guys. Thank you guys so much for just continuing to support the channel. And I will talk to y'all in a minute, man. I hope this video resonates with y'all. See y'all in a minute.